Today, we're talking about launching a narrative writing unit in the primary grades. Mainly, we'll focus on first grade, but the tasks can be modified pretty easily to fit the needs of kindergartners or second graders. During my first year teaching, I spent several writing blocks helping my students generate topic ideas. Then, we transitioned into actual writing, and I had a classroom full of confused and reluctant writers. Has anyone else experienced this? We made the heart maps, but my students still struggled to write one or even two sentences about a topic. We can actually look to good pedagogy to understand why this problem was occurring. Remember Vygotsky? It's totally fine if you don't. Vygotsky was a psychologist, and he preached that when learning something new, there is essentially a sweet spot where real learning can occur. The task must be doable with help. Some tasks are comfortable tasks. The child doesn't need any help to do this. Some tasks are out-of-reach tasks, so even with help, the child couldn't do this task. Let's use a playground example. Suppose we wanted a first grader to play basketball. A comfortable task might be running from one side of the basketball court to the other. First graders have likely been running since they were 2 years old. They don't need any help with this. An out-of-reach task might be making a basket. Even if a seasoned basketball coach was standing next to them, the first grader probably doesn't have enough physical strength to get the ball high enough to make it into a regulation hoop. The task is out of reach, even with help. A sweet spot task, Vygotsky called this ZPD, might be teaching the child to dribble the ball. With help, a coach could show the child how to press on the ball with her fingertips. The child won't be able to master this task immediately, but by practicing it with the coach, the child will learn the task and be one step closer to the larger goal of playing basketball. The same thing is true for writing. I would argue that when our students are trying to write narratives, it is like us tossing up the jump ball to start a game of first grade basketball. The task is out of reach, even with help. Here is the first grade writing standard for narrative pieces. That task is out of reach. Instead, let's take the strategies out of Vygotsky's playbook to help our students get there. We're going to break this large writing standard into smaller chunks and help our students master each piece. So eventually, our students will be able to meet this standard. Imagine this red circle is the first grade narrative writing standard. It is out of reach. Here's the part they can do on their own. Our teaching operates in that sweet spot, the point between what they can do on their own and what's a bit out of reach. See how as we keep teaching in the ZPD, or the yellow, we keep growing what they can do on their own until this out of reach standard is now an independent task. Go Vygotsky! Now that we've discussed pedagogy, let's talk specifics. In this video, I won't take you all the way through mastering this writing standard, but I'll get you started. We're going to add scaffolding or support in two areas, the writing task itself and the instructional method. When teaching, I recommend using the gradual release of responsibility method. You're probably familiar with this method called I do, we do, you do. Simply, the teacher models the task, the class tries the task all together, and the students do the task on their own. Model the following steps looking at a single illustration, and notice what is happening. Model your thinking out loud. Here you might say, I see Sam holding a kite and it looks like Max is there too. They both seem pretty happy. I wonder if they're excited to fly the kite. Then think of an appropriate sentence. Sam and Max are excited to fly their kite. Model holding the sentence in your mind while writing each word. I like to repeat the sentence a few times and count the words on my fingers. For the writing task, we're reducing degrees of freedom. We're giving students the story instead of asking them to create or retell one. I've created a beginning, middle, end simple story. The story is illustrated. I have a Teachers Pay Teachers product that has 10 illustrated stories. I'll link the product down below. However, you could also create your own stories, and I'll link a free template below as well. Remember, we always want to be teaching in that sweet spot area where our students are somewhat independent but require our instruction. When you feel your students are ready, I recommend adding in narrative writing concepts like dialogue, details, transition words, etc. Again, this product includes 10 small moment stories. Each story is formatted traditionally, as shown. Additionally, each story is formatted in expansion formats and an extra support format. This way, you can determine what is best for your students to meet them where they're at. Here is a sample schedule. The product is designed to cover 2 weeks, as it includes 10 prompts. I hope you found this video helpful. Consider sharing this video with a fellow teacher or homeschooling parent. Giving this video a thumbs up would mean so much.